You know that feeling, right? Like you're searching for a needle in a digital haystack. You're definitely not alone. The world of academic research can feel, well, pretty overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. In this explainer, we're going to build your ultimate research toolkit and turn all that chaos into clarity.
I mean, does this look familiar? You type in your topic, you hit enter, and bam! You are just drowning in thousands, sometimes millions of results. It's that classic information overload, and it is so frustrating. But what if you had a map for this maze?
So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle that beast head-on, the research overload problem. Then, we'll get you set up with your universal starting points, the tools you absolutely have to know. From there, we'll do a deep dive into specialized gear for different fields, learn how to track the real impact of a study, and finally, we'll put it all together to build your own personal research strategy.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, the research overload problem. And that subtitle says it all, finding a needle in a digital haystack. Because it's not just about finding any information, it's about finding the right information.
And you know, the stakes are high here. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just a really curious person, your work is only as good as your sources. So the most crucial question is always, where do you even begin? And that's exactly what we're going to build today, your researcher's toolkit.
Let's get into our first set of tools. Think of these as the foundational items in your kit, the ones you'll reach for time and time again, no matter what you're studying. These are your universal starting points. First up, the trusty Swiss Army knife of research, Google Scholar. Its real power is its sheer breadth. I mean, it covers almost every academic field you can possibly imagine. It's the perfect go-to for that initial exploration. And hey, a little pro tip for you, use quotation marks around phrases. It'll give you way more precise results. So when should you actually use it? I think there are 3 key moments. First, when you're just starting out and you need to explore a topic pretty broadly. Second, when you already have a paper and you just need to find its full citation. And third, this is a really powerful feature. You can use it to discover related articles and see who else has cited that work. Super useful.
Next in the toolkit is ResearchGate. The best way to think about it is like a social network, but for academics. On here, researchers share their own work directly, and this is huge because it often gives you free access to papers that might be stuck behind a paywall somewhere else. It's a fantastic way to get the latest research, straight from the source.
Honestly, this platform can be a total lifesaver for finding those free-to-read PDFs. But it's also a great way to connect directly with the people behind the research. You can ask them questions, follow their latest work. It's really all about access and building a community.
Now, those general tools are great, but let's be honest, sometimes you need a more specialized instrument, and that's where our disciplinary deep dive comes in. Let's explore some of the precision tools that are designed for specific fields.
Okay, if you're in medicine or the life sciences, PubMed is your scalpel. It is the go-to database. It's managed by the National Library of Medicine, so you know it's authoritative, and it's the home for peer-reviewed biomedical literature. It's pretty much non-negotiable for any health-related research.
For those of you in the STEM fields, think of ScienceDirect as a massive, high-tech library right at your fingertips. It's run by the publisher Elsevier, and it gives you full-text access to thousands of top-tier journals. So if you need the latest breakthrough in engineering or chemistry, this is a fantastic place to look. But what if you're studying something like history or literature or sociology? Well, then you need a time machine, and that's basically what JSTOR is. It specializes in archiving journals, some of which go back hundreds of years, making it an absolutely unparalleled resource for deep dives into the humanities and social sciences.
So you've found some papers. That's great. But how do you know which ones are the most important? Which ones really made a splash? This next set of tools helps us answer that question by tracking a study's impact. In other words, by seeing who is citing it.
When it comes to citation analysis, there are 2 main players, Scopus and Web of Science. The easiest way to think about them is like this. Scopus is like casting a really wide net. It gives you comprehensive coverage. Web of Science, on the other hand, is more like a curated collection, focusing only on high-impact sources. Your choice just depends on what you need, breadth or depth. But even with all these amazing tools, we still face that original problem, don't we? There is just so much to read. It's the bottleneck of pretty much all research.
So let me ask you a question. What if you could have a smart assistant that could read through those thousands of papers for you and just point you to the most important ones?
Well, that's exactly the idea behind Semantic Scholar. It uses artificial intelligence to analyze papers, identify key connections, and highlight the most influential research. It's designed to cut through all the noise and save you hours, maybe even days of work. It is a true game changer.
Okay, we've covered a lot of tools. Now, let's put it all together. How do you actually use all this information? Well, here is a simple, effective 3-step strategy you can use for your own research projects.
It's a 3-phase approach. Step 1. Start broad. Use Google Scholar to get a feel for the landscape. Step 2. Go deep. Move to a specialized database like PubMed or JSTOR to find the core literature in your field. And finally, Step 3. Verify impact. Use Scopus or Web of Science to see which of those papers are the most cited and influential. Broad, deep, impact. Simple as that.
And this is the key takeaway here. It's not about finding one single perfect platform. The real power comes from using these tools together. That combination is what gives your research a rock-solid foundation, ensuring that it's accurate, deep, and credible.
So, the maze is still there, but now you have a map. You have a complete toolkit. You know where to start, you know how to go deep, and you know how to verify what you found. So the only question left is, what will you discover?